Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Citispell. As you can see, I like to whittle. It's a good way to pass the time. Get yourself a little pocket knife like that. This is a Winchester pocket knife. But anyways, just get to whittling, and it reminds me of my grandfather, and I'll teach my grandson and granddaughter. I'll teach them the art of whittling as well. But enough of that. We'll go ahead and get to the point with everything that's going on right now in the world with Iran versus Israel, the Hamas, the state of affairs in our own country, the United States for you folks over the big pond there. Let's go ahead and get into the title of the message, which is the top 10 prepping items you want to try to get prepped up or stocked up on right now. And these are just the bare minimum. Make your own list. It can be more, maybe quite a bit more, but just my version of the top 10 prepping items that you may need. Alright, so number one on my list would be water. You can only last 3 days without water, so that's kind of important. Things to consider is water, these water bottles, storing up gallon jugs of water. Another way is if you are in a real bad situation and you need to get water from an unreliable source, I recommend the Sawyer Mini filter. It's a 0.1 micron filter. It filters, they claim it filters up to 100,000 gallons. So, pretty important stuff. Water. Alright, number two on my list is food. You can only go 3 weeks without food before you start noticing physical issues. Your body will start to consume itself. Along with food, you want to figure out ways to get food, whether it be hunting, fishing, setting up snares, traps, and of course, planting a garden. So it wouldn't hurt to stock up on some seeds and get your garden started, even if it's just a small raised bed. Alright, number three would be fire, which is of course all-encompassing of it provides heat, light, security. This is one of the man's greatest inventions, is the Bic lighter. It's amazing. Of course, if you want to get into the weeds, you could get your fire strikers and stuff like that. But we're talking about things to stock up on. Top 10 prepping things to stock up on. You get those right at the checkout counter at your local store. Alright, number three on my prepper stocking list, things you want to stock up on, would be first aid and of course medications. You never know if an issue happens, a major catastrophic event, SHTF, without rule of law, martial law, or some new virus comes along that requires you to stay home under martial law, or we're talking worst case scenario here. You want to be able to attend to most of your wounds, most of your issues, most of your ailments. So make sure you have plenty of your headache medicine and any kind of prescribed medication, antibiotics, and of course these small first aid kits and do-it-yourself first aid and bodily repair from your local CVS, Walgreens. So that's number 4 on my list. All right. Number 5 on the list, communication. If the grid goes down or if there's a major catastrophic event, then and the cell service isn't working, you're going to want to have an alternative way to communicate with friends, family, the neighbor that's like-minded. These Midland two-way radios work great for that. These particular ones are pretty handy. They have 38 privacy codes, call alert, NOAA weather radio, NOAA weather alerts. It's got a scan function, monitor function, has silent operation. You can actually hook your earphones up to it. It's got a keypad lock, speaker, microphone jacks, a battery meter and monitor, lets you know when it's getting low. It's got a USB jack for charging. And they go pretty far. I haven't taken them too awful far, but they go a few miles. So that's plenty if you're just trying to communicate with a neighbor or friend down the street or across, maybe a couple blocks away or something like that. Good line of sight. Now, of course, it's going to matter if you live in a mountainous area where there's going to be interference. And of course, assume, since these are civilian two-way radios, that somebody's monitoring them. So be careful what you say. Another way is to utilize whistles. If you and your friends or neighbors, whatever, if you have an emergency, you can blow a whistle. Or the old dinner bell. You can bang a pot and pan. Of course, you can utilize a CB radio. But this is just number 5 on my list. You want to have a way to be able to communicate, even if just to be able to monitor the channels and listen in on what may be going on out there. All right, number 6, you're going to want to have a map. A localized map of the area would be nice. You can kind of find those at your county level or your city level if you live in the city. But a good map, this here is a road atlas, so it has, of course, roads, and it shows some terrain, water features. So you're going to want to have a good map, kind of get used to using the map and practice with it. Another thing you might need, if there is no electronics or communication, no signals, is a good compass. And you can do a search on YouTube. There's plenty of guys out there that will show you how to use this. I might do a video on it. But a good compass, that way obviously you don't get lost. You can utilize that with the map. You can orient yourself and travel somewhere or get back home or whatever the need may be. Number 7 on my list, things that you should stock up on or have extra of just in case to be prepared would be batteries. If you can get rechargeable batteries or the battery buddy, keep things nice and charged up, ready to go. Of course, monitor, and you're going to want to switch out your batteries with fresh batteries, so you want to have a good stock. Another way to get power, obviously, is a battery pack, or like in this case, a solar battery pack. You just lay this in the sun, hang it on the back of your backpack. This particular one, I've done a review on it. It's a Blavor. It has multiple ports, USB ports, charging ports, and it is a flashlight, emergency flashlight. Very handy, very useful. You can charge your cell phones, your GPS, things like that. You can charge various items. You can charge your little two-way radios. But that would be number 7 on things to have on hand or stock up on. All right. Number 8 would be light. L-I-G-H-T, light. And going back in time here, here's candles. So you can stock up on some candles. Go to your craft stores, Walmart. Maybe you know somebody that makes candles. It wouldn't hurt if the power's out, and instead of wasting your batteries on a battery powered lantern like this, you can save the batteries for an emergency. Flashlight. But yeah, candle. And which brings in the old Bic lighter again. So stock up on some candles, and when the power goes out, you won't be disappointed. Number 9 would be propane for the purposes of cooking, or if you have a propane generator for the purpose of obviously generating electricity to power items in your home. But in this instance, small camp propane cylinders, stock up on those. You can use the 20-pound, or yeah, the 20-pound. These are 16 ounce. You can utilize the propane grills for cookouts. You use those size tanks. That'd be another thing to think about, is using your propane grill in the event that the power goes out. You can cook on that. Get yourself a campfire cook set and a Coleman stove that runs off of this, and you'd be set. All right, and number 10 on my list, self-defense. You're going to want to be able to defend your property from four-legged and two-legged creatures in the event there's a natural disaster, man-made disaster. You can hunt and you can defend yourself. But there again, that's number 10. Alrighty, I hope that that was informative. I'm going to go over them one more time, the top 10 things that we should be stocking up on to be prepared for natural disaster, man-made disaster, SHTF, WROL, without rule of law. I got it written down right over here. So number 1, water. Again, storing water, water bottles, ways to filter water. Don't forget, you can boil water. But yeah, storing water. 3 days without water, guys. That's all you can do. Number 2 would be food. That's 3 weeks without food. That's a survival issue right there. 3 weeks without food. So that's how long you can last before your body starts consuming yourself or you die. Ways to get food. Think about maybe cages, snares, traps, of course, bows and arrows, crossbow, hunting, rifle, of course. Then back to basics, garden. You could plant your own food. There's always that. Number 3 was fire. Obviously, it's for providing heat. You can use it to cook, security, and it's a light. 4, also on the fire and heat, you can use it to signal. So if there is a grid down situation and you need help, there is a method to signaling with fire other than doing like on Castaway and waving fire indiscriminately. You can build 3 good-sized fires, separate the fires from each other, and that's basically to an airplane, a Coast Guard, the Air Force, National Guard, whoever it may be. That's a sign of SOS. 3 fires spaced apart from each other. Back to number 4, first aid, medications. Stock up on that. have that handy just in case. Communication, number 5. So whistles, CB radio, two-way radios. Number 6, map of the area, your area specifically. An atlas that covers the whole area, but won't be as specific or as detailed as a map of your area, like a county map or a city map. Number 7, batteries, ways to power your flashlights, your radios, things like that. Of course, power packs, solar power pack, like I showed in the video. The sun charges it. You can do solar generators. Those are nice. Number 8 was flashlights, candles. You got to be able to see. LIGHT, light. Number 9, campfire cook set, propane grill, ways to heat your food with propane. Good Coleman camp stove. Stock up on some propane. Anything associated with cooking. And then, of course, number 10, self-defense. So whether it be bow, staff, knife, crossbow, hunting rifle, pistol. Of course, you want to be in as good a physical fitness shape as you can be. But I appreciate everybody sitting a spell, and I hope this video was helpful, and God bless.